Hi guys, hi everyone. Oh, you turn around. Yeah.
Turn
So
me all over
today
the
we're
place.
talking, guys, with Monas and Kappa about his project that he is building. And Kappa, we still have no notifications for live stream. So if you can repost this stream and invite your friends, would be awesome. I will do the same
Yeah, let me
because
let me do that.
yeah, you disappeared, I guess, because you're sharing, right? I don't want to be alone here. Yeah. Guys, if you're watching us, we're live on Abstract on X, and if you're watching us, we are in a good quality on YouTube. Please follow me there. And today we will talk about new projects. So not financial advice, but I invited Kappa because I really like the art. I really like how it looked like. He worked with a great artist, and we are in the same community, Singular. So was interesting for me personally to study the project more, how now project preparing for the launching, and also the minting on Ape Chain, which is new for me too. So today we will ask all the questions, and if you're interested, and in giveaway at the end of the live stream, please like repost this space, and yeah, let's start. Kappa, can you please introduce yourself? At first, tell how is your mood, and then yeah, we will start introducing you. Hi.
I'm definitely a little nervous. This is the first time me talking about Monos on a live stream like like this.
Oh, let's
Uh,
go for you.
yeah, it's pretty
That's
cool.
cool.
And
I
I'm,
hope it
I'm
will be comfy for you.
no, it's cool. And I'm also a little bit sick. Just dealing with a cold, whatever. I may need to go to the doctor, just get some antibiotics. We'll see. I'll see if I get better. But it's been a really crazy week. Because we're minting on July 28th, and I don't know if you've ever launched a project, you just know that it can get chaotic. So many people DMing you. Wallet submissions, preparing the art, preparing the metadata, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So the art is drawn and finished, right? It took me some time to make sure that I had to do a lot of quality checks. I scanned the collection so many times. As you know from Final Bosu, that stuff can be tough. Now I'm dealing with a 2070 collection. Bosu is like 10K, so that's another beast. But it's still we had a similar collection. It's layered, and so I had to deal
Wait,
with a
wait,
lot of
wait.
traits.
I will ask you everything about collection. I know
Yeah,
that
yeah,
you're nervous right now.
yeah.
You want to tell all the information, so I will stop in you if so, because I'm, new at your project as well. So I will ask you in everything that I want to know, and I think for the guys it will be understandable too. Okay, but at
For
first,
sure.
tell me please about your background, how long you are in the space, and what did you do before?
So yeah, Capo 9, aka Steadfast. So I've been in this space since 2021. And my alias in Web3 is Capo 9, but in the real world, I go by Steadfast as a hip hop artist. So I'm a hip hop artist. I've been my first single I believe was 2017, and I have about 9 singles on the major platforms. And I also have a full length album that's ready to release. All the tracks
Can you
are
sing
mixed
something
and
right now?
mastered. Hmm.
Can you sing something right now? Come on.
Yeah,
It's
I could
personal,
try. I could try. Now, honestly, like, I consider myself a recording artist, right?
Mhm.
And performances take practice. And in the hip hop world, if you mess up on your performance, they will clown you for days.
That's true.
No, I just playing. Yeah, man, I wasn't ready for performance. I mean, I wish I had like some notes or something so I can read you some lyrics that I have. Let me see. Um, barricades, men in power, they have us caged. My mental state in the dark, in the park, gotta find my way out. I meditate to keep from going off the deep end. Heart of a chief, the streets calling, but I gotta be different. My motto, peep, listen, streets will swallow you. Streets will swallow you, seek wisdom. A part of me wishes I was still a young kid living in blissful ignorance. This isn't the world that I knew, the world that the girl that I wooed. Now, a distant memory. Who would have thought that an atom could contain such havoc when split? Life was a wonder. Now, I just can't fathom it. I might as well turn to the drink, but mama told me life is beautiful. Be a man, think. Consider the consequences before you act. I'm a star on the track. I pour my heart on the track. A life worth living. My faith in God who got my back.
Yo, I didn't expect it. Actually, it was super great. Wow. You have a
Thanks,
voice,
thanks.
a fresh voice, and I like the lyrics. And yeah, it should be a successful music, right? How did you promote yourself? How it was for you? Like, did you consider it as your main job, or it was like a hobby with your music?
So, music. Um, Music is a passion of mine. I enjoy making music. I enjoy delivering positive messages through hip hop, and yeah, that's one of the reasons why I continue to do hip hop. You know, one of the five elements of hip hop is truth, and so I focus on delivering truth through the hip hop medium. And because there's a lot of negativity, there's a lot of darkness in the world, right? And so I focus on shining light in this world and being positive and giving people hope. You know what I mean?
That's a dope message. I agree with you. That's what we need to be focused on. Okay, I really love it. So, how did you get to Web3? Did you start launching your music in Web3, or it was like separate things?
The funny thing is, I've never launched a track in Web3. However, I did create a single for a project, but the project didn't do well. They had a dev that rugged them, and they just never released the single. And so I'm ready to release it. Honestly, it's going to be one of the most amazing pieces that we're going to drop for holders. It's a special piece of mine. So I started in 2021, and like I said, I entered the space as Capo Nine, the DJ, the investor, whatever. I didn't even consider myself a DJ at the time because DJ, is short for degenerate, and I don't consider myself a degenerate. You know what I mean? But I understand that the term DJ is also just like it's just term for somebody who gambles in Web3, right? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's not like a slot machine, right? You do have to use your head, look at the charts and stuff like that when you're buying crypto and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah, 2021, and I did get that opportunity because I remember going in the Discord, and they had these karaoke nights at a project
Oh,
called Dreamland Genesis.
that's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
and so I remember they gave me an opportunity to get on, and I remember spitting one of my verses for a track called Locked In, and the founder was like, "Oh snap! Like that was fire, bro!" And so like he hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, can we make a song?" And so I made a song for him and everything, and I had my engineer mix it and mastered it. Of course. I also had to find a producer, but yeah, the song is called Dreamland. It actually ended up being on my album. It's more like an interlude because the 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 track is fictional, right? It's based off of a dream world, but it was like an interlude because it represented a time in my life where I stepped away from what I usually focus on in life and just went so hard into Web3 and I made money, I lost money and stuff like that. I freaking hurt my eyes from looking at my phone so much. Back in 2021, to get whitelist, sometimes you had to sit there in Discord like this, chat it, and sometimes you couldn't even read people's messages because of how many people were commenting in the Discord.
Yeah.
Nowadays people are all over the place. Telegram, Twitter, Discord. It's like it's just different.
100%. But yeah, we will back to this conversation. So Okay, 2021. I think most of the people I know here from 2021, 2021 gang. But I guess if you're telling about whitelist and money and everything, it was early 21, right? When everything was still pretty good, right? What
Hmm.
did you do? Because I started with from gaming, for example.
Oh
What
yeah,
about?
yeah. So yeah. So you yeah, so I'm actually an engineer. So I do operations, maintenance and repairs. So, you know, I pretty much
Great,
work in the
what is
building.
it? In simple words, please.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, I have to explain it because if I tell you I'm an engineer, you're gonna think like I'm building, buildings and stuff like that. There's different types of engineers. So, you know, I work in one building, and I take care of. I do like plumbing, I do electrical, I do HVAC,
Okay.
those kind of jobs. Yeah. So,
Mhm.
like for example, let's say you're cold and you call building management. Hey, I'm cold. Can you send the engineer? I'll come to your room right now, check the temperature. You know, look into it and resolve the issue. Kind of like that. You
Okay,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
And about space, how it's connected? Did you enter the Web3 because of your job or why?
No, no. You know, I heard about Bitcoin. I heard about Dogecoin, and I
Mhm.
remember looking into the last cycle, and I was like, the top of Dogecoin was 2 cents. You know, and I was like, I think it can make it there again, right? And so I had a game plan, and I never followed it because I kept selling it. You know, every
Yeah,
time it pump, I would sell it, and so yeah, I missed out on the 80 cents of the Dogecoin days.
but still, you're here. You survived bear market. How it happened? What holding you here?
Honestly, this place feels like I'm in high school again. You know, like I
It's
feel
pretty
like I
much
could.
like
You know, when you were in high school, I don't know if you remember, but it's like you felt like you could be anything you wanted. You know, like you could.
yeah.
You just felt on top of the world or whatever, right? And so and I still do, right? But I'm older now, and but yeah, this space has just really sparked the creative in me. And because there's so much opportunities and so many creative people in the space and people that have their different talents and stuff like that. And so, yeah, Web3 to me represents a creative space and opportunity. You know.
Mhm. What
And
was the main blockchain for you? Was it Ethereum because you were in Ape, or what it was?
the first blockchain I really got in was Ethereum. You know, honestly,
Mhm.
I remember when Ethereum was $175, and I paper handed that too.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
but you know why? Because I didn't understand it. And that's the thing. That's why it's important to research. If I hadn't understood that Ethereum was a platform that
Mhm.
these kind of applications and tokens and NFTs would be built on, then I would have held it. You know what I'm saying? But I just thought, oh, it's just a token, Ethereum. I had no clue what it was. You know?
Oh, that's interesting. Let me remember. No, I think I entered Ethereum from games, right? When I didn't understand what is blockchain, I just earned money, and like for me, it wasn't important so much. Then I entered NFT space, and for me, again, Ethereum wasn't in the first place, but it was the most comfy atmosphere for me because Solana was completely degens. They are fast, they are aggressive, and everything. I tried to enter Solana, but I'm like, okay, it's not my thing. So Ethereum, I'm asking because of that. Like I'm trying to understand your type of personality here.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
yeah. Ethereum is where the big dogs are, man.
So how did you get your ape? Let's ask so because when we like seeing people with apes, we're like, oh my god, that's so cool. So how did you get it? Considering that you sold your Ethereum and everything.
Oh no, no, I didn't sell it all. I didn't sell it all. No, so I was referring to like in the beginning, and I remember buying Ethereum on Robinhood, and but I didn't hold it long enough, But then I ended up selling my house, and I got into Web3. Oh, that's another part of the story. I did sell my house. I made a good amount of money, and I made some mistakes. I got into Web3 and for the first time, and you know how it is when you're new in Web3, you need a mentor or something because you can lose a lot of money. And so I remember investing in NFTs and stuff, and just being fixated on the art. Like, I fell in love with the art, and that's something I learned from somebody. During my times, I don't ever fall in love with your NFT, right? Now sometimes you can, but it's not advisable, right? But anyways, shoot, I kind of lost my train of thought. What was your question?
I forgot to.
Snap.
Anyway, let's start. Yeah, I
All
asked
right.
you, about ape, about your ape.
Oh yeah, ape. Yeah, yeah. No, so my ape. Yeah, so I've been in this space since 2021, like I said, and so I got ETH, but a lot of it is in NFTs, and so one of the reasons I had a good amount of ETH was because I sold some Project God Jiras. Well, I'm
Mhm,
sorry, they're called Jirasan now. I sold some Jirasan almost at one ETH, and
mhm,
so I was able to collect some money to get my mutant ape yacht club or whatever. I call it Make. They call it
mhm.
Macy or whatever. But anyways,
So it
um,
was
yeah,
recently, right? You weren't in ape community back then.
yeah. No, I've always
Mhm.
watched them from the sidelines. I mean, I remember Bored Ape being like 120 ETH, like it was insane, and back then. But now
Yeah.
they're humbled, and they have the competition.
Mhm,
So but yeah, they're the OGs in the space, and they created the metaverse, the other side, which to me is the best metaverse that there is, experience and graphics wise. And so yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I chose Ape Chain, and one of the reasons why I got the Mutant Ape is because I was a strong believer in Yuga Labs,
mhm.
and yeah, I think at these prices, anything Azuki, Board Apes, they're great buys. I think right now.
What made you bullish on Yuga Labs?
Shoot, I mean they're one of the pioneers in the space. I mean they owned CryptoPunks. I think they just sold it, right, and so
Mhm.
they're calling I think Gordon Garner. I think he's the
Yeah,
founder.
yeah, yeah.
They calling him the Michael Saylor of NFTs. He has a crap ton of CryptoPunks and
Mhm,
um the owls, whatever, the moonbirds, whatever. Yeah, so
mhm.
nah, but they're an amazing project. They were the OGs in the space. They were the most one pretty much the most expensive NFTs aside from CryptoPunks, and
Yeah.
and they actually owned CryptoPunks. And so yeah, they also created the other side. They launched Ape Chain. And so yeah, I feel like when you think about degens and aping into something, you think about Bored Apes, and so yeah, it's just highly
Don't
regarded community.
I partly agree with you, but don't you think like apes could be doing for the space much more, considering that they are the most expensive collection, was everything that you said, right? And now we're seeing how Pudgy Penguin doing abstract, which is absolutely mind blowing. You know what? How they onboard people, how they collaborating with Red Bull and everything. Don't you think like all of this should doing apes back then?
You mean they should have done
Yeah,
this back then?
yeah, yeah, or at least now, some movement. Like I don't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what they're exactly building with Ape Chain, what they are trying to do. Maybe something similar, maybe something for onboarding as well. So that's why it's also interesting to touch this topic.
Yeah,
Why?
I'm probably not the best person to talk about it, but just to respond. I feel like I have a reasonable response.
Uh-huh.
I think that they've done a lot of things in the space, right? I think that they made a name for themselves. They created the metaverse, and that
Mhm.
metaverse, it had a moment where it fell off because I think their plan was too ambitious and it didn't work out, and they ended up having to pivot and change things. But now it's starting to come back again. They finally figured out a way to make it happen. And so but when it comes to the Yuga Labs, I think that they have just done a huge move. They sold off a lot of the companies that they owned, like I said,
Mhm.
CryptoPunks and stuff. And so now they're able to focus. fully on their ecosystem, which is the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem. You know, that includes Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, the Kennel Club, and you know, the little dogs or whatever, and then the other side. And so I think that these are the main things that now they have all the funds. They sold all these assets, so now they have so much funds to be able to focus on these things. So I think that's super bullish. The fact that they sold CryptoPunks and Moonbirds is super bullish because you know, if you know, when you're doing too much, it can impact, you know, your ability to progress in certain things. You know, it's like me. Like, why haven't I released my album, my full length album? Because I was freaking building an NFT project and doing this, being a father, being a husband, you know, all these different things. And so when you're multitasking a lot, it can slow you down. And so yeah, I think that that what they did is bullish, and I think that now we're gonna see them do a lot more within the space. But honestly, like, they just actually created a something called Glyph, and so Glyph pretty much levels the playing field because what one big thing about Abstract is you were able to go on your phone and use
Yes.
your iPhone browser and just go on Web3 and mess around with NFTs, buy NFTs, sell NFTs from your cell phone browser. You didn't even have to go to MetaMask. So Glyph does the same thing. Glyph is a some kind of product that they have. I don't know how to explain, it's like application, whatever it's called, but it does the same thing that Abstract does, and so, but it's for Ape Chain, and so yeah. But as far as collaborations, I think that they're definitely positioned for like Red Bull collaborations and all that stuff. I think that also that everything happens in time. I think that everybody has their time to shine, and I'm not bearish on Abstract. I love Abstract. I love Anime Chain. I'm a DJ and I love it all, right? And so I think that right now Luca Nets is having his moment in the spotlight. But I think that Ape Chain is actually, I think Ape is undervalued at 70 cents right now. I think that as other side continues to develop, once it goes full public, which I believe is like the end of this year, I think we're gonna see a lot of crazy stuff happening. And it's just the beginning, you know. But yeah.
Thank you for the answer. Again, how it glyph for, okay, I found it. Thank you so much. I will make my research. That's really interesting. When they launch it, do you know? Or they already launched it?
No, yeah, it's already available. So they had the first, I think it
Oh,
was a mint. I think it was called, it was for, it was a,
will it be airdrop? If we like, do you collect points here, like an abstract, something like this?
no, so I don't think they have the points thing right now. They have something called Spotlight. And so like if you do certain things, you earn points within Spotlight. They just reintroduced that. So it's similar to points, but it's different. I do think that Abstract is I like how organized they are with the points and everything.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I love it too. Okay, so let's start then learn about Ape Chain from your project and talk about that. Ape Chain, will they, like, by the way, help you to promote your project somehow? Do you have some communication with them? You know, are they open to support projects right now that built on their platform?
Um we've gotten a lot of support from people on A Chain, but when it comes to getting a retweet from Bored Apes or Bored Ape Yap Club or Yuga Labs, I think that can be a little bit more challenging. That what they say, your network is your net worth, whatever, right? But like for example, when I hired Sneaks. He's somebody who has worked with so many different projects. He actually is working with many projects as a collab manager and things of that nature. And so um, it really made a huge difference, because I was working with some of my friends and they had their little network, right? But then when I hired Sneaks, I tapped into his network, and so it really helped us take off even further. And so now, as but it is possible that Bored Apes can retweet you. I know an artist by the name of Daniel from Africa. He's been making a name for himself doing commissions, and all of a sudden he got a retweet from Bored Apes. And so, oh, and one thing I will say, they did follow me. Bored Ape Yacht Club followed me. And so yeah, they when I first got my mutant ape, they were really welcoming. They invited me to the show, and I was able to talk, talk with the community, and just introduce myself. So yeah, it has been a pretty good experience. And buying a board ape or whatnot, mutant ape.
Thank you for explanation once again. Now everything is clear for me why you chose Ape Chain. So tell about idea of your own project. How long you living with it, and why you decided to make your collection. What it about, and what the story behind it.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, I think the concept for
Let
this.
me. Sorry, can you make a live? Can you make a screen sharing, or it's impossible for your on your device? Then I
Oh,
can make it to just show to guys. Oh, okay, it's phone, right? Okay, you can. I think you can't. Stay
yeah.
stay
If
as
you
you
want to,
go.
yeah,
I
if you
will.
want to screen share, I would go to the website monosmc.xyz. You can share the website if you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Here we are, guys. Just for you to so you can understand what we even talking about. And this is my favorite so far. With this car. Also, the artist tell how you collaborated with him, and yeah, tell us the story. Okay, I won't interrupt you.
Yeah. So I would say the lore started a long time ago. I was watching the movie Akira, and I was a big fan of that. And I just remember one day thinking about these teens in a dystopian world, being hooked to an arcade, and just terrorizing the streets in their motorized, like futuristic rollerblades or something like that. And I just remember thinking about that, and I think I even wrote it down. But in 2021, I got inspired to create my project, but I didn't have necessarily the funds, and so over time, eventually, I got some funds, and I was able to commission Lewis, and I think it was probably mid 2022 or so when I commissioned him. And so I did establish a Discord in 2022. So I've been building since then. And I started just inviting some of my friends and stuff like that, and just preparing. We did have a bear market, and so it was a really bad bear market, right? We had that war. I mean, we had COVID. We had all kind of stuff. But 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 yeah, so yeah, I've been building it since then. And um I met Lewis on Instagram. I was a big fan of his work. I hired
Oh.
him to create a cover for my single Badlands. You can check that out. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, etc. It's called Badlands by Steadfast.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so he made the cover. And eventually I when I got into Web3, because this was after I had that cover done. I got into Web3, and I was like, yo, Lewis, you should enter Web3. You would like kill it in Web3. And eventually he got in, and he's been making a name for himself ever since. He's real big in the Azuki community, etc. And so so yeah, so I built this project, and now it's ready to it's ready to go. And so the if you want to talk about collection details, I can. You can ask me any more questions if you have first or
Yeah, yeah,
whatnot.
yeah. Let's go. Let's go. So you met your artist and everything. So what's the lore behind it? And yeah, what do you want to do with this collection? What do you want to change in this space, or what the idea? Yeah. What motivates you?
Yeah, so the story begins pretty much in 2070. Following global nuclear fallout, the nations united into one, because from the nuclear war, it was so devastating that humanity almost went extinct, right? And so all the nations of the world, the powers that be, they said we can't let this happen again. And so they formed an unstoppable alliance, and we're calling it the New World Order, right? And so, but out of fear, they separated the rich from the poor. They put all the poor people in the jungle, and the rich and the fortunate, they put them in a utopia called Eden, which is in the sky. And so um uh, uh, so within the jungle, a group of ambitious teens, they find themselves hooked to an arcade. It's called the V Arcade. It was established by a mysterious individual known as Arcade Master, and the cool thing about Arcade Master is I actually integrated my Azuki Elemental.
Mhm.
So his avatar is the Elemental. But anyway, so Arcade Master created the arcade within the jungle, and this within this arcade there's a game called Neverland. It's a metaverse, and so within Neverland, people from all over the world, from Eden, from the jungle, from the outskirts, wherever it may be, they compete for economic rewards. They battle it out in the Neverland. And the ultimate pass is a pass to Eden. So, people living in the jungle, which is like the jungle, you can consider it like the hood, you know what I'm saying? The jungle it's a safe haven, but at the same time it's ruled by one power. And so there's corruption, there's corrupt police, there's crime. It's not a good place to live, right? But but anyways, um yeah, sure, I'm kind of
Do you feel it's like centralization or and decentralization or not?
Mhm.
Do you feel like it's an allegory on centralization and decentralization, or it's not connected at all? How it's for you?
I mean, you could probably say that. I don't know if I would complicate it with those terms. I'd have to think about that. But but no, I mean, they these teens, they get hooked to this arcade, and so they form a club. The name of the club is Monos Meta Club. So Meta actually
Oh,
stands for
wow.
metaverse. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's kind of inspired by biker clubs like the Mayans MC or the Sons of Anarchy. If you notice, they have bikes and stuff like that. And so we're living in a dystopian world in this universe. And so yeah, the monos got to get around, and so they ride their bikes and stuff like that. And so if you scroll up real quick,
Uh,
scroll up on the website, up, go all the way to the top.
to the top. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
I
that
just
that right there,
want.
that image, that's called the outskirts. So outside of the jungle is the war torn world.
Mhm.
That's it's full of radiation. It's pretty much no man's land. Like the and so like there's a lot of outlaws out there and stuff like that. But yeah. So I wanted to. That's how we're illustrating the world through these art pieces and stuff like that. And if you scroll down, if you scroll down, you can see that very character right there. That's a sneak peek of the NFT of him. So I'm basically
Mhm.
integrating the NFTs. I'm sorry. I'm illustrating the NFTs with these art pieces. So those character every you can consider every NFT in the collection like a character, and it can further develop. So that NFT right there, or that character, that's my NFT. And so that's a illustration of the jungle, of that safe haven that I spoke to you about. The safe
Mhm.
haven that was created by the New World Order to contain all the poor and the less fortunate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Can I find somewhere more photos to show the guys? More pictures?
Oh yeah, yeah. If you scroll on our timeline, you're gonna see a lot of sneak peeks
Okay.
like that right there.
Are you planning to make your own comic book, or what it will be to explain the lore? How you will planning to explain the lore and
Yeah,
plan or not?
yeah. So what we're doing is pretty. Monos is a collection of 2070 anime style NFTs, and they pretty much give you access to our gaming and reward system, and to the clubhouse, which the clubhouse is not only in the Discord, but it's also in the metaverse, right? So we're gonna create the clubhouse in the other side. We have land prepared for that, and so what we are doing is pretty much unraveling a cyber dystopia through art and music. So this lore I just shared with you, we're gonna be unraveling that lore through the NFTs themselves, but also through exclusive art drops and music drops that we're doing after mint.
Wow.
Yeah,
Will you collaborate for it with your community members, or you will be collaborating with other projects for it? You will be collaborating with, like, let's say, so celebrities, something like that. What's the plan?
yeah. So the one thing about this project and even the lore is super flexible. That
Mhm.
metaverse that I told you about, Neverland, that's where there's a lot of there's a lot of opportunities within that section of our story, because you know, in the metaverse you can be anything you want. So let's say you want to go to Neverland as your favorite Azuki, where you can do that. And so what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to illustrate your elemental within the Neverland, but it's going to be so that illustration is going to be a part of the Mono's collection, right? But it's going to represent you in our universe, you know, because you know, even though we are our own IP, we're our own intellectual property, right? Similar to but we're able to integrate other IPs because we have a metaverse. You know,
Wait. Yeah, he rugged, guys. Guys, if you're watching us, tell me your opinion, maybe some questions you already have, because yeah, I'm asking what I want to know, and I really like the art. I think it's good. We made space before we talked about yeah, Ape Chain, and yeah, can't wait to see more. For me, still, I love comic books, and would be cool to have it on the project. I hope he will connect to us. Let's see more. Yeah, it's on. Oh, they did it on Singular. That's pretty dope. I actually want my Azuki illustrated like this, you know, from this angle. I think it's dope, you know, from this angle. Looks pretty cool. By the way, I'm scrolling their timeline and I never seen female characters. I need to ask about this. What is this? Discrimination? Where is girls? Where are girls? But by the way, what is with Bucket Man? Guys, do you remember from Azuki? We all was super excited about Bucket Man. We purchased the toys. I didn't, but where is it right now? Let me check. Okay, there's no tag for it, but yeah. What do you think about art, guys, if you're watching us? This, I want to see more this art. I think it's so cool. You know, anime, it's so easily to bring you some emotions. Because, like, I don't know, every song from anime, every art, like, bringing you, like, you know, something inside. I felt myself so bad recently, and Azuki movement with blue background because of our beat room started, and I swear to God, it made my mood so great. So anime is the best.
yo,
Yeah, hi.
I'm so sorry, guys.
I just scrolled the timeline. Yeah.
Yeah, I got so lost in explaining the project, I forgot to put my phone in the charger, and it died on me. So, but yeah,
All good, all good.
yeah,
I just scroll in the timeline, and you know what I talked with guys that I don't see female characters. Will it be female characters in your collection?
yeah. So you know, the funny thing is, I told Lewis to create some female characters, and it kind of slipped through the cracks or whatnot. So what I want to do is do I would want to do that after Mint. You know what I mean? I did get a price from him, and so yeah, that's something that's a plan for like after Mint. But I do have pets. I have, and not that that's, you know, that's not, it's not anything. It's not a female, right? But if you guys want some cute stuff, you want to look for the pets. We got some really cool pets in the
Do you have
collection.
some pics of pets right now, or it's a secret?
Actually, if you go on our Discord, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but if you go to the Sneak Peeks channel, or it's called Sneaks, if you go to the Sneaks channel, you'll see we have a pet. Actually, the first pet revealed.
Mm, I must leave the server to join something. Okay, I will leave later and will join.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So,
Okay.
but no,
Uh-huh.
just to finish what I was saying, if I can finish it real
Mhm.
quick. Um,
Of
yeah,
course,
so
of course.
because we have Neverland, which is a metaverse that the Monos are addicted to, they love it. They, you know, not only do they have opportunity to advance economically, but they also are able to um, make it to Eden, if by competing within the metaverse, and so and they work together to advance together, and so but but yeah, so this metaverse I'm able to because of this metaverse I'm able to integrate other IPs easily. So like with illustrations, we'll be able to integrate other IPs. Of course, I want to do it legally. I don't want to have no problems, right? But yeah, so like I own an Azuki myself, and so I'll be able to use that IP in a creative way to integrate it into the world. And so like for an example of this will be like is illustrating a battle between a Monos and Azuki, like clashing swords. You know what I mean? Like dynamic perspective, amazing art. You know what I mean? And so that'll just be ways to integrate other IPs and also like bridge communities. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And so but yeah, so we're like I said, we're unraveling this world, this universe. We're developing this IP through art and music. So first you have the illustrations, these art pieces, these collectibles. So you can look at what Azuki does. Like they recently they announced that they're doing these shorts that people are collecting, these animated shorts, right? For the waifus or whatever. Well, we're doing art, but we're also dropping music, and so that's something that I haven't really seen in the space much, especially in the at the level that we're doing it. Because if you notice, a lot of Web3 music is like it's like amateur music sometimes, and so we want to focus on quality, and we want to help people to improve their quality too. Like if they need connections, if they need engineers, we have those kind of things to help other people grow and advance as musicians, as artists. But we also want to connect with people that are professionals as well, because there's always somebody better than you, or that knows people that maybe you need to get in touch with. And so we're going to be working with we'll have opportunities to have guest artists.
Mhm.
Like for example, I just spoke with the community manager for Gangster All Star, and
Oh
so
yeah.
one day my
Yes.
dream is to have a Monos NFT drawn by the artist of Gangster All Star. That would be insane. So these are
Yes.
the kind of things that I want to do. If I can have the Azuki artist draw a Monos, that would be insane. And so, I mean, that's ambitious because Azuki's pretty lofty. They're kind of hard to collaborate with. But yeah, I mean, anything's possible, And so, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun. But yeah, so aside from the art, we're gonna be dropping music, and the music. With the cool thing about music is it covers two things. It's like two birds with one stone. You got art, which is the cover piece. I mean, the cover art for the music, and then you have the music, which is the instrumental and the vocals and all that stuff. And so, I already have two full two complete singles mixed and mastered ready to ship, that's actually themed around the universe of Monos. And I have other two singles that one of them is still integrated into the world of Monos, but it's a different IP. But these two other singles are special, and so I'll be also delivering that for the holders. But the two singles that are themed around the Monos universe, these are going to be, they're going to paint the world of Monos in a different way. I mean, you're going to be able to hear the sounds, the vibes, get a feel for the gritty world of Monos, the gritty jungle. You know what I mean? And so yeah, I'm really excited to reveal to you guys what I've done within the music space. Yeah.
That's awesome. I really like to hear it that you're, you talk absolutely differently when you talk about your project from this creative side. And I feel that you're super passionate about what you're building, not only with this NFT project that you're like launching, but with what will be more, like what will be after it, what will be like you talking about what you will want to provide to your holders. And that's amazing part, that you're already living by this future that you're preparing for everyone. So that's pretty cool. Okay, tell me, how do you like how it's for you right now to collect audience for your project? Is it hard right now? Like, yeah, how people are reacting on new projects, and how it's for you as a new builder? Because yeah, I'm sure that it's not easy at all right now.
Yeah,
To,
it's funny. I saw somebody on I saw somebody on X. They said something like hire people that give a crap or give a f, whatever.
yeah,
Excuse me. I don't normally curse, right? But anyways, and I think that's the secret right there. Just hire people that give a crap, and
yeah,
I found the right people, and even I will say even my friends, the people that I work with, um, they help me get started, and they really they helped me get to 1,500 follows, and but I was stuck for a little while, and so I by I ended up finding Sneaks, and I found Niku, which was community manager for Chumps. They are a second collection of the Saints of LA project.
mhm,
Saints of LA is on Ethereum. But anyways, Nico is a great community manager. He even provided some, a little help with the some of the lore drops that we put in the Discord. Yeah, so these two people I feel like has been really helpful, instrumental in taking us further. And yeah, I mean at one point I felt like everybody was fading us, but all of a sudden now we're like our DMs are full. People are like, yo, yeah, let's talk. Somebody who was like, oh, this I try to collaborate with this project, and he was like I don't know, he basically just like faded me, right, and was like first he said yeah, let's do it, and then he didn't follow up, right, and so all of a sudden now we got attention. Now he hit me up in a DM, and I'm like, come on, bro. Like you should have freaking collaborated with me when I reached out, not, and I didn't turn him away because I'm gracious, but it's just an example of how that's what I don't like about the space. But I do understand it. I understand, like, that's how it is. Like sometimes people don't want to jump in until the attention's already on you, and so that's just the way it is. But yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I think
things are heating up.
we all creators, facing with it that people tell us no, fuck off, or don't answer to us at all, until we're on, some certain level, and it hurts all the time. And every time you're like, fuck you, I will never answer to you when I'm successful. I will never collaborate with you. But then you like calm down, and you like after some time you connect it again, and you're like, fuck yes, still.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how it is. Because you gotta think about it. Your haters, they can become your biggest fans. You just never know. So you always gotta look at people like potential fans, potential holders. You gotta treat everybody equal. Even if they might be fading you now, but they might become your biggest fan. So you just never know.
Haters gonna hate, it's not the people you need to think about. You need to think about people who supporting you, and yeah, just do everything for them, because
Absolutely.
that's that's the best people on the earth. When you don't need to over explain something, they just supporting you because they feel the world in the same way as you feel it. And that's the best build, like way to build. That's the best ways to build. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So what do you do right now to promote your project? And by the way, guys who watching us, I think everyone asking you about whitelist and everything that you said, because the price that you told me, and I won't name it right now, is absolutely reasonable and not crazy, you know. And I think this is a good start, considering also that you have small supply of collection, so people will be pretty tight together, and you can find right connections in the community besides the all art and music that you will be dropping. I just thinking, you know, as a holder right now. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty, everything is pretty reasonable. Don't you want to, like, don't the grid play with you right now? Because I know like it's playing with everyone before
Oh,
lunch, especially.
um, honestly, A-Chain culture is very free mint and cheap mint focused. They're
Oh,
used to like cheap mints and stuff like that. And
mhm.
so we try to price it according to the culture, to ensure our success. But if I would have, if you go on Solana, like projects are minting out for like $100, etc. But A Chain is a little different. And but the thing about A Chain is just the opportunity, the ecosystem and things like that. And so it's there's benefits to being on A Chain. And so, but um, yeah, I mean, for the art that we're delivering, honestly, it's super undervalued at
Yes.
25 USD pretty much. And then not to mention, like you said, the music, the illustrate, the art pieces that we're going to be dropping, the limited edition pieces that's going to be for holders, and so yeah, um, yeah,
Guys,
yeah,
2000
sorry.
collection is 2000, price is $25. And yeah, everyone who will repost this live stream, just drop your wallets to Kappa and you will get your whitelist. That's cool. So
Yeah,
how
there's so our main focus is art and music, but we have other things that we're going to be focused on. But if I was going to, like, for example, if I was going to create a manga, I'd have to rate. I couldn't charge you 25 USD if I'm going to create a manga, because the mangas, I think they can cost, like, if I have to hire my artist, I think he charges like 100K just to create a manga, and so mangas can be expensive. You can hire somebody for cheaper, but you got to find the right people. But yeah, my artist is pretty crazy, and if you, like you said, if you go to his Instagram, his art is insane. And so yeah, and the cool thing about Lewis is I studied his work, and I'm a big fan of his art style. And so I was able to tell him, like, yo, I need an NFT collection that looks like this piece right here that I love. And he was like, okay. And like, and so we managed to do it. Like, I don't Lewis has worked with so many projects in the space, but I this is the best project he's ever created, like the most insane PFP collection that he's ever created. I mean, there's other projects that have come out. Some of them are not PFP, some of them are more cartoonish or something like that. But this one is like exactly what he focuses on, which is like anime, what do you call it? Dragon Ball Z, Bleach, all these different anime. Like I was really able to capture his art style with this collection.
I love it. I really love it. And that's why I invited you on this live stream, because when I saw the collection, I'm like, God, oh my God, that's so cool. Like you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
actually appreciate this art that you built in. And like it's not a secret that I didn't like Final Boss art, but this one is absolutely insane. And it feels like, you know, this dynamic and the colors is beautiful. Absolutely
Mhm.
beautiful, stylish, and not Azuki at all. But the red is like your artists have an amazing taste, an
Thank
amazing
you.
taste. So yeah, the only thing that makes me sad right now, there is no female characters, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
But
No, honestly, like I I think he gave me a really reasonable price for the females, because he knows that I told him to create females. But I mean, honestly, for the price that he gave me, and I can't share that with people, right? Because
no,
it's
don't do
confidential.
it.
But man,
Yeah.
that for the price he gave me, we have such variety in this collection. It's insane. Like I said, every NFT feels like a character. Well, it's pretty much is a character, and we'll develop it over time.
Mhm.
But yeah, the females I want to do after mint, but yeah, I definitely want to I don't want to complicate things, but definitely, if you're a holder and you're a female and you're a verified female, I definitely want to make sure that you get yourself a female.
I definitely will be a holder. I really want to support you, but I don't understand. Okay, like ape chain mentality. I didn't know about that, by the way. But so thank you for telling me. I didn't know that. Yes, you have this trait. Let's say so on ape chain. So where will you take the money to develop the project? Let me ask this because like you need to, I don't know, earn on your project still if you launch it, or it's not your goal. How it's in your eyes? Will
Yeah.
you earn from commission on Ape Chain for reselling? How it's working there?
So we're it's 2070 NFT. So even at 25 USD, we're still looking at near 50K. You know what I mean? And so that's more than enough to get started on this project. I have so many art pieces. I have 4 singles already completed. So we have several months worth of drops of limited edition pieces and things to give for holders, and then we're gonna continue to drop new things. So Lewis is a good friend of mine, so I'll be able to commission him to do new illustrations all the time. But yeah, you definitely want to establish revenue streams and stuff of that nature. And so similar to Azuki, Azuki. Oftentimes they drop like art pieces, they drop shorts and stuff like that. But we'll be dropping music, and there's gonna be. I definitely want to give an amazing amount of value to my holders. So we'll be dropping free music and free art illustrations for holders, right? But also we're gonna also
Paid
uh,
ones.
we're gonna be selling some limited edition pieces as well, some one of ones. You know what I mean? And so
Mhm.
yeah, because on like for me, when I commission Lewis, I always tell him like, yo, you got to make me a variant. Like I want the nighttime version, or I want a daytime version. And so I mean, maybe I'm giving y'all the secret, but but no, like this is how this is just some of the ways that we're gonna have a lot of variety and a lot of different pieces to drop. Yeah, so but there's other ways to get, I forgot to mention, we do have I have a little treasure hunt style game that I created called Dungeon Trials, and so what I want to do with part of the mint funds is create something called Dungeon Trials 2.0, which is a retro RPG type of game. It's a treasure hunt type of game, and yeah, we're gonna integrate Web3 mechanics within this game, and so that'll include like wallet connection and like an entry fee. You know what I mean? And so I don't want to get too much into it, but
Mhm.
Dungeon Trials is a part of our roadmap. And if you want to see an example of Dungeon Trials, I would just go to superslimes.io, and you can see the video game that we have. It's a really cool game. It looks better than a lot of Web3 games that people get all excited about. Honestly, Super
Slimes.com.
Slimes, yeah, superslimes.io.
IIO. Okay. Mhm. This one.
Yep, yep. So that is an IP that Lewis and I created. I came up with the name. He's the artist. I'm the creative. So I like to say, Lewis. If you look at his bio, Lewis says just being an artist. So I kind of caught on with that, and I say just being creative. So we're kind of like a duo, me and Lewis. Yeah, so this is a project that I manage. I'm a minority owner of this IP. Lewis is the majority owner of it. And so what we did was we integrated the Super Slimes as an arcade game within the world of Monos. Yeah, so that's an example of Dungeon Trials right there. And I haven't
I'd
actually.
warn you not to continue, but somehow I doubt you
Okay,
listen.
okay. I don't understand in games like that. I won't even pretend, but I got it. It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
good.
I haven't shown many people that, anyways. But
Mhm.
but but yeah. So I want to add some degen mechanics to this, and so yeah, that's another way of getting some revenue for the project or whatnot.
Okay, I really love to hear everything that you said today because, yeah, how to say it? It feels like it's not even 2021, I think. It feels like vibes when you actually care about your project and you don't think to, just make a lot of money from the first mint and then starting to plan. You like planning everything in advance, what you will be giving to holders. And yeah, it seems like very long-term project, but with
Absolutely. Yeah.
great potential. And with this approach, you definitely, like I can say it for sure, will have only good people around who really care about your project. Let's say so, because the supply, the way you talk, the way what you're preparing, it can attract only people who are truly interested in art and in what you're building. I really like it. And the
Thank you.
only thing I want to see more, it's storytelling, because what you told me on this live stream, just brilliant. I want to know more. I want to explore more this world. I want somehow to know more about characters, what happened there. I want
Hmm.
to follow up the story. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
thing I would like to. Maybe in these art drops that you will be, sent into holders, you will explain this story more, and it
Oh,
will be
yeah, yeah.
great. You
Hmm.
plan?
Yeah, actually, stay tuned for the music because yeah, you're gonna be able to really get you're gonna get a glimpse of the gritty jungle. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. There's something coming, something coming.
Love to
Yeah.
hear it. Something else you want to add?
Um. You know. Just touching more on the characters. What I want to do is, so remember I told you every NFT is a character. So ultimately, what I want to do is um I want to be able to have I want to be able to have a toggle switch on these NFTs. And so what that means is that your art piece, your NFT can evolve to where, let's say you have a character that has a katana, and you say, it's a regular katana, and you say, well, I want my katana to have the power of water or something like that. So we can develop that character through the
Oh,
illustration. And
let's go.
and so what I want to do is I want to that illustration that we create together, I want to attach it to the NFT as a
Yeah,
second image. So there's going to be a toggle
yeah.
switch. You press the button and it'll switch the image. And then let's say you sell that NFT, that's going to carry on to the next person. The next person is going to inherit basically that character with the katana that has water. And then they're going to say, well, you know what? I want this character he has a battle and now he has a huge scar across his chest and he turned evil. So now we're going to illustrate that same character, but now he's going to be evil and he's going to be still dealing with the power of water. So now it's going to be three illustrations attached to it. And honestly, I think that this will make the NFT more valuable because first of all, um, depending on the situation, there's going to be times where these kind of illustrations will be free. They're going to be rewards for holders, but there's also going to be times where people are going to approach me and they're going to be like, "Yo, I want to develop my character. I want
Mhm.
to pay Lewis," and I'm going to be like, "Okay, well, you have X amount of points from being a holder, so you're
Mhm.
going to be able to get a discount from Lewis." And we're going to create this commission together. And so you're not going to sit there and let's say you're not going to sit there and pay 300 whatever it costs, right? You're not going to pay this money to get this commission done and then floor it for $10 on the floor. So you're going to end up valuing that NFT more. And when you sell it to somebody, they're also going to value it more because they first of all they paid for it, but then they also can continue developing that character.
I love it. Love to hear it. Absolutely love it. Do you know Korki from Chinzoku?
No, I don't.
Check him. At first, he is a great guy. Definitely, you can connect with him. Secondly, he building almost the same with his already built with his 3D collection, and I adore it. So he has a characters, and on the side he has like like katana, something like this.
Mhm.
Like how to name it, like different clothes for the characters on the side, and you can buy them separately. And on OpenSea you can wear your characters like like add to your characters many traits, and you can take it off. But yeah, you can sell on the character, you can sell like armor, like everything that like in games, so, which
Mm.
so you can customize your character. So if you don't know this mechanic, just to technically watch how it's possible, check his collection, Shinzoku first
Mm.
edition, and maybe ask him, because like I absolutely adore Corky, and he's super open to helping projects, to consulting them. So you definitely can connect with him and maybe ask some advice from this
Oh,
side,
that's
because
pretty cool.
I
And
yeah.
then one last thing, one of the unique things about Monos
Mhm.
is that I have a close relationship with my artist, and so he Lewis is the lead artist of
Mhm.
Monos Meta Club, but we're also gonna have guest artists. So we actually we have a graffiti artist that was integrated into the collection. He goes by the name of Luna. I think he was a part of the Kaiju Kings community, but anyways, he's an amazing graffiti artist. I was very careful with who I picked. But yeah, this is just an example of guest artists. And but the cool thing about Lewis is that he's accessible. And so if you go to, like, for example, Gangsta All Stars, you ask the artist of Gangsta All Stars to commission something for you, most likely he won't be able to.
Course,
You
he's a
ask
star. I forgot the how his name. I have
Dwayne.
yes, he's a
Yeah,
star.
he
Yeah,
is. Yeah. For example, you ask Azuki artist to
he's a
commission
star
something
as
for you.
well. Yes,
No,
of course.
they're inaccessible because they're busy doing building or whatever. But Lewis, this guy's a machine. This guy's a machine, man. He's working with like 5 different projects at the same time sometimes, but he's always accessible. And so my holders are gonna be able to reach out to me like, yo, I want it. If you want an illustration of for your NFT, you'll be able to do that. That's just a perk of being a holder for Monos.
Absolutely love it. Everything that I heard today is absolutely brilliant. And yeah, guys, not financial advice, but I'm purchasing myself just to support Kappa. And because I'm this person who actually super miss these vibes, when you care about art, when you can read some story. And yeah, I was a fan of comic books from the start. I entered this space. My first, project Rugged that I was, in. I still have 23 their NFTs. And to be honest, sometimes even if the project is rugged, I still want to purchase more just because I like the art so much. And I recently wrote to guys that I'm missing this lore storytelling part so much. So also I developed myself as a creator, and I will be happy to connect with your project because it can help me as well. So if you're building something, it's also a good way to find your people, your audience there, especially if you're a musician, if you're an artist. Yeah, what else I want to add? Yeah, again, price is 25 you said, right?
Yeah, so it's 35 ape, but that amounts to about 25 USD.
Yeah, which is not expensive at all. Like if we compare with every Ethereum and Abstract Mint and Solana, like it's not expensive at all. And the supply is just 2,000. So yeah, I'm sure it will be sold out pretty soon in the first maybe 2 hours, something like that. I wish you that. Yes, and yeah, 28, 28 you said, right?
Yeah, July 28th. So that's gonna be this Monday.
It will be Monday. Okay. So, and about giveaway, what's your giveaway? And please repeat again on this space.
Can you? What was the question?
We give away today. I forget how it's named.
Oh yeah,
Guarantee
yeah.
mm,
15 guaranteed spots GTD.
GTD. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. To who? To
And also, if
right.
anybody from your community, if they
Let's
stop
go.
by the Discord and say I'm from Ira's community, I'm not sure what the name of your community is,
Okay.
but
Okay. Okay.
hmm?
Okay, I say I got you.
Yeah, but if they drop by and say I'm from Ira Space, you know, we give you first come first serve, pretty much.
Uh,
The first 15 people to stop and say that in the Discord will get first come first serve. But yeah, so aside from that, you have your 15 GTD.
Awesome. So, can I just make a quick recap after live stream on my page and mention the price and everything that we talked about today?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I will do this because I really want to share with the guys more, and I'm sure not everyone had the time to watch all the hour, so they could miss some information. So, Kappa, thank you so much once again. I wish you all the luck with your project. We'll be following what you're building next, and yeah, thank you for amazing hour talking with you.
Thanks a lot. It's been a pleasure.
And thank you for singing on the live stream. I think the first time when someone sing. Ah, no, Violetta Cerrone also sang on our space. Okay, you the second.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I appreciate the opportunity and thanks for putting me on the spot. Yeah,
Join bad singers.
I
We need
appreciate
to
you.
do bad singers in
I
your
know.
home.
I'm ready to sing on your space. I just have to get on there one of these days.
Let's go. Okay, guys, thank you for watching us once again on Abstract on X. Good quality will be on YouTube, and bye bye. Have a great evening or day.
Peace out.
Bye.